Esselin, the founder of Empowered Clothing. I'm dedicated to empower women entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources through leadership, mindset, and more on my show, Finding Your Way with Sally. And hello. Yes, I'm Sally. I'm a content creator and founder of Empowered Clothing. I share authentic and everyday issues for women over 50. So you can learn more about my fashion products and services at empoweredclothing.com.au. So today's topic is how to create a book that connects, and we're talking with CEO, author, and writing coach Cori Wamsley. So before I bring up Cori, I thought, well, that ties in very nicely to my chakra range of clothing around the chakra of trust, the third eye. And my bamboo tops here are not just clothing. It's about empowered clothing. It's conscious clothing. So linking it in to the chakras. So the trust chakra is all about, it's the third eye, which is here in between your eyebrows. And it's the intention is I choose to trust that inner guidance, trust that intuition, trust that instinct and gut. Because when you're writing, when you go within, you're really going to tap into the gold down there. So without further ado, I'll just introduce Cori and bring her up. So yes, just choose to trust, always be guided by that little niggle inside of you. So Cori Wamsley is CEO of Aurora Corialis Publishing. She works with leaders who have a transformational story to share. She helps them quickly and easily write and publish a book for their brand that helps them create a legacy and be seen as an expert while building a relationship with the reader. She was also the host of the live stream show Page Turner's Studio with Cori on the SWE Media Network. Cori's had nearly 20 years experience as a professional writer and editor, including 10 years with the Departments of Energy and Justice and 4 years as the executive editor of Inspiring Lives magazine. Cori's book Braving the Shore won first place in fiction at the Authors Own Awards in 2023, and Cori was a nominee for the Brave Women Project's Evolve Pillar Award at the same year. Cori has written 9 fiction books and 1 nonfiction book, The Spark Method, How to Write a Book for Your Business Fast, and contributed to 2 anthologies. Her 10th book, The Treasures We Seek, was published in November of 2023. So without further ado, let's bring up Cori. Wow, welcome. Hey, Cori, thank you for being on Finding Your Way with Sally. Lovely to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Wow, 10 books. Goodness me. You must be tired.
Well, I didn't write them all at once.
Yeah, The Treasures We Seek was the last one. So have you got another one in the pipeline at the moment?
Yeah, I actually met with a friend of mine the other day. Her daughter's a scientist and my main character is a scientist. So I wanted all of us to sit down and talk and kind of help me flesh out the character a little bit more. And it was really, really helpful. So yeah, I have kind of an outline in the works right now.
Wow. So watch this space, hey?
Yeah.
So thank you for coming along today and bringing along your empowerment share, so that your share is being flexible has been ideal for staying on track to what you really wanted. You've been nearly derailed from your goals so many times with health, life, etc., but you always keep your eye on what you want and keep moving forward. Would you like to speak a bit to that?
Yeah, I find that, we can never predict where our path is going to go. There are always things that are going to fly at us, completely out of left field. So whenever we have those things happen, it's important for us to be flexible. It's important for us to keep saying, okay, this is still my goal. I'm still going to keep moving in this direction, even though this crazy thing just happened in my life. Or take that time and say, you know what, this crazy thing just happened. And you know what? That's actually not my goal anymore. That actually gave me a moment to think about it and to shift where I'm headed. So sometimes those things can be, kind of wonderful opportunities for us to readjust and head in a new direction.
I think flexibility, particularly in this time, is so important, and just going with the flow. So what you can't sort of set firm directions, like you've got your rough idea, but you just got to duck and weave with it. Go like ride the waves of life, I call it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely be open to what's coming in and, any sort of nudges that are still keeping you in the right direction. Absolutely.
Absolutely, which links into your expert tip. Listening to your gut has served you well over the years. It's helped guide you towards things you enjoy, clients you want to work with, and places I need to be. Absolutely. I'm so into that, because that's what I was just saying at the beginning. Trusting your gut. It's your inner GPS, isn't it? Would you like to speak more to your tip?
Yeah. So just over time, I've been able to listen to my gut whenever there's, somebody comes into my world and I'm like, oh, this is really exciting. I always pause and think, okay, is this exciting because, wow, they're telling me this really cool story? Or is this exciting because it's actually something I want to work on? And I've gotten caught up in the excitement before and then been like, man, this is going to be exhausting. I actually don't want to work on that. So it's important for me to be able to recognize that. And it's important for me to say, is this project aligned with what I want to continue doing? Like we've published children's books over the years. And at first I was like, no, I'm not doing children's books. And then I had some that came in that were really powerful children's books. And I said, okay, I'm going to be open to this. We started doing them. And over time, it's just become something that, isn't totally aligned for us anymore. So we have one coming out this spring. And then after that, I've been telling people, we're not taking those on anymore. So it's helped me to say, okay, this is no longer where we're going. Yeah, I have to trust my gut.
Oh, I just love it, and redirect in line with that. Absolutely love it. So I brought along an empowerment share as well. Where is it? Here. So, I just truly believe that people resonate with authenticity, and, trust yourself and speak from the heart and be genuine and honest, because everyone loves a true story. I love listening I listen to books as opposed to read them, just because of a time thing, and just the true stories, you can feel it when people are speaking from the heart. I mean, in your experience over the time, what is the key that, how helps people connect in with the books that are written?
Yeah, one of the best things that I do, whenever or one of my favorite things that I get to do when I'm talking to an author, like during our first session or sometimes even during our calls, saying, "Why is it so important for you to get this book out right now?"
Mm,
And even if they've been kind of scattered in their story, they know exactly why it's so important.
yeah,
And that to me is really the core of the story. It's, I'm going to impact this group of people. I'm going to help them. I went through this challenge. I don't want them to go through the challenge in the same way that I did, because we've all, tripped ourselves up trying to get through something complicated, and
yeah.
we want to help people. So whenever I get to talk to people about that, like that's really what it's all about. And that's how we build the story around that. It's here's this really important point that we want to help people with. And then
Yeah.
what are going to be the supporting points for that?
Yeah, I love it, because this is about our topic today is how to create a book that connects.
Mhm.
And I connect to that authenticity, to that pain, that they've gone through, because you put yourselves in their shoes, and it's, whoa, and the stories, the highs and the lows, but then the gold that comes out of it. And as you said, it's the wisdom that you can to learn from other people's experiences. That's what I really connect with, which links into my tip actually. It says, as I just tapped on before, these days it's easier to read books, for me anyway, by listening in. So I have like Audible, so I have a non-negotiable every day, walking out in nature. And this is when I listen, tap into these powerful stories of authentic people. And I just love it, being out in nature doing it, because, I'm a reader, but for years and years and years I'd read, before I went to bed. And now I collapse in bed before I go to sleep. So I do it every day, connecting out in nature. And the books are so powerful when I allow myself to turn off from the rest of the world and just get in there. Or even driving in my car, because I'm in the car a lot. But are you an old school turn the page type of reader?
I am, and I think part of it is because most of my like work is on a computer. So if I'm looking at a screen and, let's say I'm doing the final read on a book. So our editor's been through it, the author has already approved it, and now it's my turn to do that final quality check. To
Yeah.
me, I'm in editing mode if I'm reading on a screen. If I'm switching to paper, then I'm sitting here going, okay, this is enjoyment for me. I get to relax. It's very interesting how those two things have become like my essential modes. There's, the obvious, like I have to do work mode. I'm going to be correcting. I'm going to be thinking analytically, and I'm going to enjoy this mode.
It's so important to balance the feminine and the masculine energies, right? The masculine energies is you have to do that hardcore, it's the computery stuff, and then the touchy-feely, because, everything is energy. So turning the page, I've got to be honest, there's nothing beats, getting a book, dog-earing it, and then coming back and rereading old ones. I've got so many old books that are so old, dog-eared, from rereading them and rereading them. And so how did you actually get into book writing? Like, what was the thing that drove you into this area?
Um, Well, I grew up reading a lot of books. So I think most people who are authors are doing that. They grow up reading a lot. When I was actually in like middle school, I got this weird idea, like, I've read a lot of books. I could probably just write one myself. And I actually sat down and I wrote, and it was 14 notebook pages, like handwritten, 14
Wow.
notebook pages. And it was a short story. So I wrote this whole thing and I'm looking at it like, why is it so short? Like, there was that idea and I can do this, but it took me a long time to figure out exactly how to do it. So then, past high school, my undergrad, and then graduate school, when I was taking a class, I was inspired by some of the stuff we were doing in class to write a book. So I sat down and was like, oh, okay, I'll just write a book. I'm much more mature and wise now, obviously. So I sat down and I wrote 3 chapters and I went, okay, where am I going now? So that's how I figured out the book writing thing. But it's always been something like I had to do. And I actually ended up publishing 5 novels on my own the year that I was pregnant with my oldest. So most people, clean their house and buy baby clothes. I was editing books and publishing them. So I did all 5 that year. And that's really where I figured out how to do the whole book process.
That's so beautiful. And you've also produced some journals, haven't you, with some beautiful artwork by, was it yourself and your daughter on the covers of the journals?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, did that cut out? Oh, I was just saying you've also published some journals, haven't you, with some beautiful artwork on the covers?
I didn't catch it, but I think you were talking about Monkey Mermaid Magic, the children's book I did with London.
Okay, yeah. Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually her idea. She was 5 and she came in and said, I want to write a book about my stuffed monkey coming to life, granting wishes. So I said, okay, if you're really interested, tell me your ideas. And I kind of coached her through writing this book, and the 2 of us did it together. And then I illustrated the book. So I actually had my girls sit down in the different poses for the pictures, and then I'd take a picture of it and then I illustrated it based on that.
That is so beautiful. I didn't know that story. So, that's so beautiful. So, I've got up on the screen so people can contact you at Aurora Corialis. How do you pronounce that?
It's Aurora Corialis.
Corialispublishing.com. Yeah, cool. So every week I do a little Bling Angel card reading, and we have different decks that we choose from. And today I thought I'd choose from the inspiration deck, because this is when we can tap into our intuition, be guided by there. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and then pick a card and see what comes up. Now, I was talking about the journals before, and it must have cut out. So you've done some beautiful covers with your daughter with the artwork, haven't you?
Yeah. We have a series of journals now. They're 200 pages. They're just small, like 6 by 8. So you can like throw them in your purse, take them with you. And the covers of them are all paintings that my daughter and I have done. So one of them is one that she did of a witch, and then the others are different paintings that I've done over the years.
Wow, that's giving me goosebumps, because I just love that it's connected with the family as well, that heartfelt energy running through. So the card that I've just pulled out, it says, there's never an emotion without involving your mind. Everything's interconnected, right? So, fear, and then it goes into our head, love, and then we overthink it or whatever. So it's just our little words of inspiration today. There's never an emotion without involving your mind. Everything's a connected space, our head, our heart, and our gut. And when we get them all in alignment, then we just flow, don't we? Like, it's just being guided by that niggle inside. So trust that to bring that content up, and then logically work it all out, and then tap it in with your heart emotions. So, well, that's it for today, I think. Thank you so much for coming on, Cori. And we haven't even touched on all the awesomeness of all your 10 books and all that sort of thing. But I highly encourage everybody to reach out to Cori at Aurora Corialispublishing.com. I got it. And, check out all the books that you've published, and also just reach out for a chat if you're interested in going down that publishing line. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I'm going to drop you down, and we'll catch you soon. Have a wonderful evening, all day, whatever time it is over there. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for coming on and watching us with Cori today. So you can join me for another episode of Finding Your Way with Sally Estlin next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Central Time and Thursday at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, if you've got that little book inside you, reach out to Cori and have a chat, because, you know, we all learn from everybody's adventures, their stories and their wisdom. So you've got a story to tell, reach out to Cori and you know, get that out onto paper and get it out in the bookshelves, because, you know, we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. So just do it. So with that, I'll catch you all next week. I'll drop myself down, I'll bring this up, and yeah, we'll see you all then. Okay, bye. You can learn more about my services and products at sallyestlin.com. Make sure to join me every week for a new episode on the SWE Media Network YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts.